Hello YouTube, welcome to Game Day Central. I'm August Ocean and I'm here with my co-host Genesis Wagambroski. Today we saw Barcelona take on Real Oviedo and winning 3 goals to 1. What an interesting game of football.
Really interesting to watch. Today's game, Barcelona Real Oviedo, man, I didn't believe this game was going to be this interesting. Barcelona eventually got the win, 3-1. Kudos to them. I feel like Barcelona got this win because they are a quality team with a good coach and they have quality players. That's how they got this win. But Real Oviedo, I watched this team and I was like, there's not just one way of playing football.
Mm.
They approach the game in a different way. It's quite alright. They're a low block team. They want to sit back and defend, but they defended really well in the first half, and then they hit Barcelona on the counter. Like the counter was really dangerous. It wasn't like the other counter attacks where we see other teams hitting Barcelona. They were not like trying to break the offside trap that Barcelona set, but they hit Barcelona on a counter and you feel like this is really threatening. And if Barcelona are not careful, these guys are going to get a goal.
Because this was actually quite impressive because unlike the other low division teams that are available in each league, right? They actually did want to win. They did not play like they were okay with a draw, okay with a loss, or okay with any result. They actually wanted to win.
Exactly.
And it was quite, whimsical. Because when you see this, right, Barcelona is a team with the highest defensive line in the league. And the commentator in that game, which I did not know, said that Oviedo is the team with the lowest block in that game. So it was a clash because there was always space behind, right? And they all, like you said previously, right? They hit them on the counter. And their strikers did a really amazing job of taking contact in holding up the play and giving room for their
Man,
midfield.
Solomon Rondon did a real good job today. Solomon Rondon did a really good job today. This guy literally battled with Araujo throughout the game. Like every time Oviedo pulled out the ball, Rondon was there to bring it down and shield it until we had a runner coming by. That's how they got their first goal. Rondon brought down the ball, shielded it, made a pass. Someone made a run in behind and off the way. And we saw this scene repeating itself over and over again. And until Araujo had to make sure that Rondon didn't keep doing this. But I mean, I'm sure Araujo had a hell of a job today.
Yeah, it was quite impressive. Even if Oviedo didn't really have much of the ball, when they did have the ball going forward, it was with intent.
Yes, and they were threatening.
They were quite threatening, right? Let's talk about the goal, the upline, right? The goal was a counter. The ball played in behind. Joan Garcia made the executive move to come for the ball. Right? He came for the ball. He got the ball away from the striker. And he was being pressed by 2 players. And he made the decision to make the pass infield. You are the goalkeeper. You are at the throwing line, being pressed by 2 players. You're not really good with your feet. You try to lay in a pass to the middle of the pitch under pressure. I think that was the wrong decision by him.
In Joan Garcia's defense, I wouldn't really blame Joan Garcia, but the proper thing was to put the ball upfield.
Off-field or kick
Put
it
it
out.
far away from where you are.
Yeah,
Or just sweep it out for a throw-in. That was the
exactly.
proper thing to do in that situation. But we know Barcelona and their philosophy of passing the
See,
ball, playing out from the back and all of
playing
that.
out from behind is different from you being 30, 40 yards out of your post.
Exactly.
That was the terrible decision. Even if I want to commend him for being class with the kind of saves he does make in every single part of the game and the games that I have watched, this was a terrible mistake by him. But it's okay. It happens. It's football.
Yeah, it happens. And well, that mistake will long be forgotten because Barcelona came out in the second half and were firing from all angles. In the
Yeah.
first half, they weren't playing badly, but the bright lights, one of the bright lights for Barcelona in the first half was Marcus Rashford. We are all going to agree.
Hmm.
This, I'm sure Manchester United fan will be they will be cursing Ruben Amorim watching what Rashford is playing in Barcelona
Yeah.
because this guy seems like he's back to the old Rashford that we know.
Hmm.
He seems like he's back to the old Rashford that we know. He's taking shots from outside, willing to take on players, giving threatening passes.
Hmm.
And well, Rafinha wasn't so electric. The Rafinha we know playing on the right wing doesn't favor him a lot. That's why he's always played on the left wing.
Hmm.
And when Yamal comes back, I'm sure he will go back to his wing. But for now, he just has to do this for the team.
Yeah.
And this is what players do. You don't like playing this position, but you
For the
have to
team,
for the
yeah,
good of the
for
team.
the team
For the good of
success.
the team.
For me, right, the best player on that pitch was the best player most times for Barcelona, Pedro Gonzalez. He didn't literally put a foot wrong. Barcelona, on the other hand, during their transition play, because it's a high, a high line, right? They have most of the ball, right? Some of the passes that lead into the final third, you see some players either misplacing a first touch, allowing it to go off the run, like some things that we don't usually see by the team till they got comfortable, right? They made some changes, or they started, trying to come from behind, because they knew that they needed to win, right? And we saw the goal by Eric Garcia, right? Then,
When the second half came,
mm,
like and Hansi Flick made these changes, I was watching the game with a homie,
mm,
Trouble FC, my
mm,
homie, and he said coming into the second half, Hansi Flick is going to make changes, and one of those changes is De Jong is going to come onto the pitch. When De Jong gets on the pitch, Barcelona will play a different way. They are going to throw everything and they will control all aspects of the game.
mm.
And man, it's as if this guy was in Hansi Flick's head.
Because it's absolutely, see, right? For me, I've said this before and I'll continue saying this again. Right now, in world football, Gonzalez Pedri is the best midfielder on the planet. Now, a midfield of Gonzalez Pedri and De Jong, right? I've not seen, when it comes to just fluid tempo control, vision, keeping of the ball, decision making. That midfield of Gonzalo Pedri and De Jong, when De Jong is fit, is something really, really remarkable. And I also said when we were watching the game that this is a low block team. Lewandowski needs to get on the pitch,
Yeah, true.
right? Fernan Torres is an incredible player. I thought that they would take Fernan Torres off, but they didn't. But I knew that Lewandowski needed to get on the pitch. And Lewandowski got on the pitch. A cross by the other substitute, De Jong. Lewandowski got in front of a man who had an incredible game.
Eric Bailey.
Eric Bailey had an incredible game. Don't let that
Still,
fly over your head.
still back to Manchester United. Still back to Manchester United. This man was at Manchester United. He had an incredible game. Despite the goal Lewandowski scored on his head and the game ending with that. I mean, at the end of the game, he got tired, struggling with cramps, but
Yeah.
he played incredibly.
The whole Oviedo did an incredible job, right? They go by Lewandowski and the last goal by Araujo, another both headers, right? You can't really, like, it's not as if that they got broke down. At no point in that team did they get broke down.
Yeah, that's the thing about playing low block teams. You don't have to break them down. You don't have to break. You just need to find a way to score.
Yeah.
You need like it doesn't matter what means and how. You just need to get the ball in the back of the net, and that's what Barcelona just did this night.
Hmm. They got the job done. No matter how the game went, 3-1, they got the job done. 3 points, right? They're right on, you know, making this an interesting run of games in the La Liga.
Exactly. These brothers don't just want to drop points. Despite all my hate watch, all my man, I'm so like Pedri, like this guy just he mozes me, bro. He mozes me. I don't know. Like
Bro.
man, I just wish I know it's not proper to wish for players to go on injuries. I don't wish any of that. But Pedri, can you just take a chill pill and just relax for a few games?
But guess what? It's only going to get worse because once Yamal returns to that team,
Man,
because Rafinha is trying his best, but you can see the difference with having Yamal not in that right wing.
yeah, Rafinha is not as fluid on the right wing, and the link up is not really that proper. He doesn't link up with the right back as much as Yamal does. You know,
Yeah.
when we have Yamal and Kunde on the pitch, they
Mm.
link up a lot. And then when Pedri comes to that side of the pitch, the overload to that
Mm.
side of the pitch, the link up there is really, really good.
Yeah.
But with Rafinha playing on that side of the pitch, that link up is not really, really there. We hope to see Yamal back on the pitch as soon as possible. So, like, I mean, for viewers out here watching, we want to
Mm.
see the best players fit and playing the best football.
Football absolutely
Despite me
necessary.
being a Real Madrid fan, you know, I know I want Barcelona to drop points so my team can gain points. You know, it's
Mm.
normal. Every fan wants that.
Team to
But
do well.
yeah, but still, I still want to see Barcelona fans fit so I can watch them compete with me on the highest level. I don't want to win the league because they had players out injured or because they are not I want them to be at their best so I can beat them at their best.
Mm.
That is what I
It
want.
makes for an interesting run of games, an interesting competition. Because right now, when Yamal comes, it's going to make beautiful football. But there's one thing that I've noticed Hansi do, and it might be a trend. Because now that Yamal is not there, if you notice in that game, Rafinha and Rashford interchanged wings a couple of times, so that Rafinha can have some minutes on his favorable side.
Yeah. Classic Hansi Flick. That's what like well, we don't see coaches do this often in this era,
Mm.
but watching football back in the days, you know, if a player is playing on a particular wing, a defender is giving him issues, he can't really take on that defender.
Yeah,
You switch the wings, you switch the players from the wing, you bring the player the other wing to this
this
side, bring
way.
this player, so that at least you can get a mismatch.
Yeah,
And you know, Rafinha, that is his favored wing. That's where he
he favored,
prospers.
of
Yeah.
course.
So switching him to that side, bringing Marcus Rashford here, just classic tactics from Hansi Flick.
Classic, classic. So that was an amazing match to watch. Let me know what you got out from that game and and your thoughts on what we said. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. It definitely helps the channel. And see you in our next videos. Peace.